The Pat Mayo Experience.
Pat Mayo Experience. Pat Mayo Experience. Pat Mayo Experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, episode 11, War of the Worlds 2, the challenge, recap, and fantasy scoring. If you want to get into a draw for 20 DK bucks, here's what you do. You smash the like button for the episode, you leave your DraftKings handle in the comment section, you tell me, are you in or out on Cara Maria? I need to know. I need to know what the people actually think about this. I assume it's out. Because I was already out, but now I'm like even more completely out. I'm just wondering if her actions from episode 11 actually changed anything for the people. The other way to get into the draw for 20 DK bucks is going to be subscribe, download, rate, and review the Pat Mayo Experience audio podcast. Subscribe to that shit, all right? What you do, you leave a 5-star review, DraftKings handle, something nice about the show, and boom, you're in the draw for 20 DK bucks. Winners announced every Monday on the Pat Mayo Experience. Paul Shaughnessy looking at his phone. What are you doing?
You know what? I forgot the little. People are gonna see the producer still at work here.
Yeah, you're gonna turn on the little like you.
Whoa! Oh my God! What a game changer!
Did it even show up on the screen?
I was looking at. Yeah, I'm sure people.
Sure it did.
Yeah, there's a little light behind there. It wasn't on. I noticed while you were doing the intro about Cara Maria. Imagine being in on Cara Maria at this point in the game. Like anybody who responds, I'm still in on Cara Maria. I know it's a random draw and all of that stuff.
You want them disqualified?
I think we should just disqualify them.
Maybe so. I got Rob McIntyre coming up later. He's the one who runs the fantasy game. He is also, I don't look at spoilers, Rob, very quick to know who the cast of next season is.
Like there's 12 people still on this season, and he's got all of the goods somehow. So I don't know. He's looking in places, that's for sure. I don't want to call him out and say anything that I don't have any proof about, but where there's smoke, there's fire.
I would tend to agree with that. But yeah, Rob will be on a little bit later on. We'll go over the cast of next season. I guess we should start with that. I mean, we'll lead into it and we'll talk more about it with Rob. But Cara Maria, not on next year's season.
Good.
I think she needs a break.
She's riding the bitter bus right now, and
that's the whole thing. Like, at least Paulie still seems like he's having fun. Paulie's also not a part of that cast.
Yeah, well, of course, if they're still together. I don't know if they are. I don't really follow that, but
they fake broke up on Instagram.
Did they?
They did.
Okay.
But then now they're back together. It was they called it a social experiment.
See, what I kind of gathered from all of it, and I know that we talked about already, you watched the after show as well, is that, and you really saw it in the moment after Jordan proposed, and Cara had that comment. Paulie's like, what the hell? Like, why would you say that in this moment? Is that Cara, she's become really jaded by this show, and she's not able to separate the fact that they're on a reality TV show, and a lot of this is like gimmick and stuff. And, you're having rivalries with people, but you don't actually, like, Paulie doesn't seem like he actually hates any of these people when he leaves the show.
No, yeah, that's the whole thing.
She holds all of those grudges, which I think she's way too deep in this show at this point that, yeah, she needs a few seasons off. You could tell in that after show as well.
Everyone was like super
everyone's
joking.
Having a blast.
Yeah.
And you could just see her, and she didn't like that, like, Tori was touching Paulie, like, because they were, like, joking around, just chilling, having a good time. And she just seemed very, very tense the entire time. Fake smiled a couple times. Everyone else is laughing, joking around. Well, I'll have some more greasy theories about that after show, what I took away from it. But yeah, Cara's got to take some time off. Maybe come back with a better attitude.
Well, the one good thing about Cara, she won the fantasy scoring for the week. 99 points for Cara. Jordan, 89 points. Paulie, 81 points. All on my team. This is great news.
Probably all on Rob's team.
I hope I'm forging a comeback here. Josh, 79. Zach, 59. Tori, 59. Nani, 51. Cam, 34. Theo, 32. He gone. And Smashley, 24 points. I don't even know what she did in this episode. Did everyone score like 24 points?
I guess so. I guess
all the Americans. How much is winning? 20? I'll ask Rob.
Yeah. I don't know.
Or I'll go look at it, one of the two.
I mean, yeah, the information.
I actually have no idea how he calculates. I don't like that I didn't get engagement double points from Jordan and Tori, which that was written into the rules. That would have been great.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's not in the rules. So.
Great episode for your boy. I feel like, let's not dance around it. We had Theo versus Jordan. You were talking about how great Jordan is. I said, what are you going to say if Theo goes out and absolutely smashes him? Well, it was the other way around. That being said,
Jordan killed him.
Absolutely.
I think Zach hit it on the head. He was like, I don't think Theo's ever done a second of manual labor in his life.
And Zach already had been beaten by Jordan in a hammer off. And just like, as soon as Jordan is sitting there just like, oh yeah, he's just like, I've been working construction my whole life. I'm like, oh, Theo's toast. Like, there's no chance. And they tried to sell it at the beginning that like, oh, he was like muscling through the first few ones.
But even when even when they did that, like we saw Jordan do it right away. I think it took him like 4 hits to get the first one down.
Yeah.
And then they like stopped showing Jordan's side for a while.
Yeah.
And then you saw Theo like get to 3.
Yeah, I don't think.
And they're like, oh, and then you cut to the reaction like, oh, Theo's really holding his own. Then you cut back and Jordan's like at 10.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, so this was never close.
No.
This
is, I feel like me and you were robbed of who's better, Jordan or Theo in elimination, because like Theo never had a chance in this matchup.
No, well, I always said
I don't want to rain on the Jordan parade because it is the Jordan episode and you should be very happy. You look great and congratulations to him and Tori, of course.
I was pumped for them.
Yeah.
People, well, Kara and Polly were pointing out, like, I think it was Kara, just like, what a phony relationship. Just like, maybe it is, and maybe it is for the cameras, but like, I follow both of them on Instagram. They seem super pumped all the time.
Yeah.
Constantly hanging out. You never see that with like Kara and Polly. Like, they always look like they're mad at each other. And even on the show, like, they're real cringy, as Jordan pointed out. Where Tori and Jordan just seem to be hanging. Like,
everyone likes Tori.
Yeah, well, Tori.
People don't like Jordan.
Well, Jordan seems, I get Jordan's personality a lot. It's a lot like how I used to be when I was 20. Just very fired up about trying to win every single thing and being the biggest asshole to try to do it. But he actually seems like a good guy.
Yeah.
Like, if you weren't in some sort of competition thing, he seems like he'd be fine.
He seems like the guy that if you were playing, like if you're playing softball and he's on the other team, you kind of hate him.
Yeah, that was me.
And he's the guy on your if he's on your team,
you probably hate him anyway. You like him because he's good.
You like him because he's good. He shows up and he's very, very dedicated to the team. But you also have a few times during the season that you get a little bit uncomfortable because he just gets a little too fired up with people.
As someone,
it's like when we went to the liquor store that one time and that guy wouldn't serve you.
As someone who holds my old co-ed league softball record from before I moved up here, of being kicked out of both ends of a doubleheader of a co-ed softball game at 10 in the morning on a Sunday.
Yeah, you and Jordan are pretty similar.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
That's why I like Jordan. I see a lot of myself in Jordan. Which is not a great thing, but here we are. At least I can identify it.
I think, if you were on the challenge, you'd be very Jordan-esque.
I wouldn't be as good as
Not as athletic.
I'm not as athletic as Jordan is. But I do have 2 hands. Although, is that a benefit in sledgehammer swinging?
For him, he's got it figured out. I don't think it's a benefit, but he's figured it out and using like his leverage to his advantage, I think.
Have you ever swung a sledgehammer?
Yes.
Yes. So you know how to do it. You put your hand at the bottom, you put your hand at the top. When you come, it's like an axe. You come through, you shift your hand down, and you get all your leverage behind it. Because I watched the one that he beat Zach in earlier, and then watching
theirs was like a sideways.
They have it
one.
like if this is the sledgehammer, they have one hand here, and they're like hitting it like a hammer.
Yeah.
You don't pick up on what the other guy is doing, who's killing you at some point. It seemed really stupid.
Yeah.
I think Theo just wanted to go home.
He really did seem like he wanted to go home. He was already talking about how he was just gonna that was nonsense. He wasn't if you get deep into the show, you're not gonna just throw the challenge. I don't think when $1 million is on the line. But yeah, he seemed like he wanted to go home. He's getting sick of getting thrown in. He's the scapegoat every single week.
Well,
right?
Now Jordan's the scapegoat. Jordan and Tori are both the scapegoats for their team. But that's fine because I don't know who's beating them over there.
Yeah.
Jenny could beat Tori. That's it. And I think that's going to be this week.
I mean, they're going to...
I hope it's not, because I think... unless...
They're gonna continue to pick other people off the other team, I think.
Well, they need to start throwing in some Americans.
Like Josh is on Kara's shit list now.
Yeah, Josh and Nani probably aren't going to make it all the way to the end if they start picking them off. But if the UK starts winning... It's really interesting. Like, do you throw in, like, let's say it's a girls' elimination day, right? Let's say the UK wins. And then the US has to vote in someone. I'm guessing it would be Nani. Do you then throw in Kaylee? Like, is this the time to, because even Rogan said, he's like, hey, we still have like 2 female elimination days here. Because I think that there's a chance like Joss and Rogan turn on their alliance, looking at their team now and being like, we can win.
Yeah.
We can win a final with this team if we get rid of like D and Kaylee. Like, we're looking great. I don't know if
Rogan's with D, but we do see in that teaser that
But we don't know what
believe that I trusted him. But we don't know whether that's like
Pauly,
they're cutting
Rogan.
it as though it's Pauly, but it could be Rogan.
I think
too.
it is Rogan.
It could be Rogan. If that, and then that would follow suit. If he was just like, sorry, babe, had a great time, and switches alliances and then targets to get D out of it, that would be a really savage move.
It would be, but if you can get Kaylee versus
they would never
D,
see it coming.
If you can get Kaylee versus D in somehow, that's the optimal scenario because you lose one of your two worst players. I mean, and you continue to keep the U.S. team full of like non-great competitors.
Yeah,
eventually they're going to have too many people.
The problem is, there is a massive power move to be made, but you gotta get people away from their previous alliances.
So as I kind of spelled it out last week with the alliances, then this was the
and CT's basically part of that alliance now until he's gone.
Until he's not.
Yeah.
Because now that Jordan's over there and Tori's over there.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that as a part of the UK alliance, Jordan just replaces Theo as a number. And they didn't add anything. They didn't subtract anything. That's what we kind of pointed out last week, that in order for them to actually flip the numbers, Jordan needs to go in and beat Jost, CT, or Rogan, and Tori needs to go in, and even so, she probably has to beat Jenny, and that's still not adding anything to the team because that's who they're more likely to throw in than anyone else. Hall Brawl next week, as we saw in the teaser. We don't see who's in it, but if it's Jenny
against anybody, I don't like their chances.
I would say everything shakes down, America wins, they have to vote in someone, and then the Americans pick. It's shaping out. I would say I'd give it
Jenny Tori.
Yeah. I think Tori could win, but it's not likely. She has the best chance of beating her than
I would agree with that statement, because Kara's
too small.
Kara's strong, but
too small.
too short, too small.
Tori's big enough to
Ninja's
compete.
super, super strong, maybe faster, but
she's too small.
She would get absolutely
Tori's
dominated
thick,
physically.
and she's tall.
Yeah.
And that's the one saving grace. It would be like
maybe Nani with that fiery Latina.
She is a bit too thin, I think, to beat Jenny.
Yeah, maybe.
She just gets snapped in half. It's funny. I think D could pose a problem because she's thick.
Yeah. With multiple C's.
Yeah. But she got thick legs. You get low, maybe you can sneak by her.
Yeah, maybe use some leverage. I don't know, man. What we say in MMA is just looks good getting off the bus. Jenny looks good getting off the bus. She is. She looks the part.
In fairness, we haven't really
She is built for her Hall Brawl. I think Laurel was actually the only person that would actually be able to put her in her place that was on this season.
I don't even if Tori beats her, I don't think she puts her in her place. She figures out a way to win. Sneaks by sideways, holds a leg, something like that.
I don't think it's gonna be them.
I hope not.
Because here's my theory, man.
All right, let's hear it.
Now, I think Jordan and Tori, Jordan specifically, is a really good actor.
Well, he is a professional actor.
I know.
So that helps.
I just got the vibe from the
after show?
From the after show that
they
Kara seems really salty.
And they seem super pumped.
They seem super pumped.
But so does Pauly, though. Pauly actually seems super
as I said, Pauly's able to kind of just think of the bigger picture and not get whittled down by what happens in the game, whereas Kara's not able to. So I have a feeling that maybe they do flip this game on them after all.
Do you want to hear my greasy theory?
And that Kara's doesn't even want to be there because they lost to them. And there was the one moment where Kara's and we always said that we wanted to align with you. We wanted to do this.
No, you didn't.
Which leads me to believe that Kara and Pauly are gonna go before Jordan and Paul and Tori. I hope I'm right because that's what I am. Team Jordan, Team Tori.
You're on Team Jordan now. You're on now. The Turbo's
I can't cheer for Pauly and Cara Maria. My whole team is gone off the fantasy. I have nothing left to cheer for. So you know what? We're Team Jordan now.
All right.
Yeah.
Team captain
Let's
Jordan.
go.
So I have a greasy theory.
Yeah. What's up?
Because this USA team's not very good.
Mm-hmm.
They just have all the numbers, and they're better than the UK team. They're better organized than the UK team.
Yeah,
and their weakest link isn't as bad as the weakest links on the UK team right now. But in a final right now, if you pick them to go head-to-head with everyone who's remaining on both sides.
Would have liked to have Theo stick around.
So would I.
Yeah.
But all the guys on the UK team are good. All of them. None of them are bad. to put it that
CT,
way.
I worry about in a final because just I don't
Depending
think
on
he's
what
got
the
the
final is.
longevity. Like he just doesn't have the cardio. I don't think.
Maybe, but I mean, he wasn't in good shape when he won Invasion.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like the guy can still run.
He's got heart.
He does have heart. He's not quitting.
No,
put it that
definitely
way.
No.
And I don't think he smokes cigs anymore, so he won't gas out going up a mountain like he did with Diem that time. In X's 1. But their teams look. I think I would pick Team UK to win the final right now, and I don't think Paulie's stupid. I could see this just being a long con, and Paulie ends up throwing himself, like he works it out with Jordan, that he gets thrown in, and he switches to the UK side, and they just smash
this
USA.
team.
That's his best path to winning right now, because you're not winning with that USA team. You're just not.
I just don't see.
Unless there's some sort of like weird twist coming out where like 8 people go.
I just don't see Kara getting on board with that though.
No, Kara's not invited.
I mean, Kara and Paulie are a two team. They're together.
Yeah, but maybe that's why she's so salty in these after shows. And Paulie's like, all right.
And that's why that's why they have Tori sitting in between the cup.
Tori sits on the other side.
No, they were seeing that. No, there's no way. There's no way.
Although I do throw back to my statement last week that Cam is absolutely running both alliances.
That's actually not a bad theory, I don't think.
And she's doing
She
it the
just
smart
seems-
way. Just skating below the I think it's like her and Ashley.
There's the person that I think could be involved in this power. I don't think it's Paulie because I think it could be more Cam.
Cam or Ashley?
Cam, Leroy.
Zach.
They go, why don't we switch over to Jordan and Tori? I think that's how that alliance moves. And then maybe they start targeting Paulie and Kara.
Huh.
I could see Cam realizing that, hey, I could get on with these people. And she doesn't seem to have any actual personal issues with.
No, she's just playing like it's a numbers game.
Sorry, and I'm with these numbers right now, but she could switch those numbers. She's going to have Theo come with her. That would make Nani happy. Zach, Nani,
And Josh.
that whole group together. And then you start weeding away Kara and Paulie and Kaylee. And so maybe that's the power move that's coming up. I don't know, but there is definitely opportunity for people to switch alliances and make a big power play at this point in the game.
Or nothing changes, and Jordan just gets voted in every week, and then he has to go.
We just watch Paulie and Kara just run away with this thing with like the worst team ever.
But the thing is, like, even if they keep running away with it, like they're gonna try to get Jordan in every week now, and I'm telling you, man, I don't know who beats Jordan unless it's not going to be a hall brawl because that's for the females.
That's the thing is that they've whittled away a lot of the top competitors at this point.
Yeah, Jordan's the best guy left. Him and Zach and Paulie, I guess, are the best 3. I don't know how good Joss or Rogan is. I really don't.
No, I know.
Like Rogan could be such a scrub.
And Joss is baby shit soft, or Joss.
Yeah.
Josh too, but Joss is like, come on, man, have a spine. Like, I didn't want to say your name. Like at the thing, everybody on your team just voted Theo in. Like,
yeah, we know
I didn't want to
here.
say Theo's name. It's like, stop being a pussy, man. Like, I don't know.
Pussy chicken?
I don't know if I was supposed to say that
You
word.
can say that. It's fine.
Yeah, I know.
Turbo says pussy chicken.
But dude, like, yeah, grow a spine. Like,
Own it.
Hey, you're on this alliance. Like, Theo's not stupid. Like, he knows your vote. Oh, I don't want to say his name. You coward.
It is very cowardly.
He's very cowardly.
At least CT could get away with not doing it earlier because he had no alliance.
Yeah.
And they didn't need his votes.
Who was it at the end of the thing? Or it was, Zach, I believe. He's like, I said Joss's name because he's like, basically because he's a coward.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he'll just like sulk in a corner about it rather than doing anything about it.
Zach's having a really good like confessional season.
Yeah.
His commentary has been top notch.
He seems a lot more relaxed when his girlfriend's not there.
Yeah. And I believe I didn't look at the entire list, Rob.
I think we'd like Paulie more if
I
Kara
agree.
if
I completely
Kara
agree.
wasn't there with him. I think we'd enjoy him a lot more.
I'm just bummed. They got rid of so many good characters.
That's what I've been saying for like weeks here. It's been
Everyone
on
left
repeat.
sucks. Everyone left like is horrible besides Jordan.
My team was so awesome and fun. They're all gone.
Even if we just had Bear.
Actually, I guess I have Jenny left.
Oh, Jenny's good.
She's like,
She legit doesn't score any fantasy
No,
points.
nothing.
No one wants to face her, and they never win, and she doesn't cause drama.
Well, they tried to get rid of her once, and they're like, okay, let's wait a little bit.
But I don't even know how good she is from that. She beat like what looks like the biggest dud in the house.
Yeah, but she just systematically just broke down the matchup. She smashed. Like the other girl didn't even come close to finishing. Nicole.
That's the whole entire thing. Like,
Yeah.
She didn't come close to finishing.
Yeah. She looked very systematic in her approach. I think she's a threat. And if it's Hull, bro,
yeah, watch out.
I would.
Unless you-
I wouldn't even try to throw Jenny in. If they roll up there and they see that they're like, okay, our plan is to throw Jenny, and you see it's Hull, bro, it's like, what's the point?
No, because if Tori is the one who's in,
Yeah.
we get rid of one of them.
Maybe, yeah.
That would be the move. And you keep Kaylee around, you keep D around if you're the US team, if they end up winning.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Paulie, I think, won some fans with his comment to Kara, like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, he did.
He won me.
They will
back a little bit.
separate the game from what's actually
He went over, gave
what's
Jordan
really
a nice
important.
hug.
Yeah.
He was also wearing that same, that picture of The Rock when he's wearing the fanny pack?
Yeah.
That's what Paulie's outfit was, minus the fanny pack. He even had like the terrible chain.
Yeah. Well, good. Yeah, I don't know. Good for him to be able to separate the game from what actually matters. You getting that you're kind of in this echo chamber, when you're on that show.
I've come around to not hating Josh as much as I thought I would.
Same here.
But he shouldn't be on this show.
No.
I think it's too much for him. Like, this isn't, I don't really know how like the big brother dynamics work out, but like he is not prepared for this.
I think being in touch with your feelings is a little bit less of a detriment to your game than it is in this. He's very in touch with his feelings.
He is. He seemed, like we always said, he seems like a good hang if he wasn't on the challenge.
Yeah.
He's like, my best friend, Nani and Zach. It's like, you've had a different best friend every show, man.
Yeah.
Like, just because you talk to someone doesn't mean they're your best friend.
Every episode, your best friend seems to go home. So, and Paulie was his best friend at the beginning of the season. Now they hate each other.
Yeah.
So.
Now I really got nothing else. Bummed to see Theo go. I like Theo.
Hopefully he comes back after the eye.
Hey, like I said, if Jordan can do it with one hand, maybe Theo can do it with one eye.
I agree. I mean, most of these challenges, I don't know, but the legalities, it'd be a shame because this guy, he's actually a legitimate.
He's a great competitor.
He's a really good competitor. He's a good character.
Yeah, I like him.
Like he stirs up some shit.
You know who
he's
does
a good character?
Nothing?
What?
Ashley.
This season, absolutely nothing.
It seems like she really wants that money.
She stays off the booze. Yeah, no, she's as we say, she's Siwoo Kim of
First or last.
fantasy
Ricky Bobby.
challenge. She literally, it's either first or last. Like she's either going out on the first episode because she has too much money, or she's spent a whole bunch of her money and she needs to win. So like she and we said this weeks ago. So here's how that all breaks down. Cam and Ashley turn on Kara and Paulie, join with Jordan and Tori. Like Ashley, we know I don't think you can trust her alliance with Kara.
No.
All that much. Like they may say right now that they're a ride or die till the end, but like Ashley will flip at any time. And I think if Cam decides to do the power move, Ashley will just probably follow suit because she's not smart.
She is smart. Her and Cam are probably the two smartest people in the house.
It's true. Maybe the two of them are running everything secretly.
I do think it is Cam, but maybe it is Ashley along with her. Here's the thing where I don't think a power move ends up happening. If I play my psyche along with Jordan's psyche, I guarantee you he doesn't want it to have a power move with anyone. He wants him and Tori. He's like, if we have to go in, we'll just win every time.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I want to win. I want to win now. I don't care about any of you. I'm just going to go win. And he won't try to play these games anymore.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'd like that. I mean, there's some good UK, like him versus CT, him versus Joss, him versus Rogan. I think he dusts Rogan. I don't care what it is. Even if it's Hall Brawl, I think he dusts him.
Yeah, Rogan.
That's Rogan's best shot.
Rogan's not going to be like he's having a much better season than when he was eliminated on the first episode.
I'm kind of rooting for him because I liked him coming into the year. I thought he was funny. And over the course of the year, like we haven't seen much of him recently.
Yeah,
but I like him. He seems fun.
Yeah, I don't mind.
He's a male stripper.
Yeah,
that's a good gimmick to have. He's better than Joss. Like as a character, Joss does nothing.
Joss is absolutely.
He just looks great. Very handsome fella.
Very handsome fella, but he literally brings nothing to the show. Like you can replace him with another good-looking person who has some personality because he's got nothing. He's not bringing anything to the table in this show.
He reminds me of a young CT, but without any anger. And that was CT's entire thing. Like he was in the same shape as Joss is now.
Yeah, but
he was a lunatic.
Yeah,
and Joss isn't. He's just like level-headed and like cries about stuff.
Coward, yeah.
Very cowardly. I think he's just bummed after they like got fucked last season. Because they won last season, basically.
Yeah.
And then I forget what happened. What happened that they didn't win? Because it seemed like they were winning the entire time. Him and that girl I hate, who I hope never comes back, Sylvia. Oh yeah, hate her. My wife loves her too.
I've never understood there is a Sylvia.
All of them, Sylvia, Amanda, like.
I don't mind Amanda. Amanda stirs shit up.
She does.
I like that. Like she makes people angry.
It does, but like it's too forced stirring stuff. It's almost like how Bananas has become, where it's very just clear that he's there to stir things up. He's like, yeah, I'm here for 3 episodes. I got to go home now.
But yeah, it'll be interesting hearing what Rob has to say about the new season coming up.
He'll probably just spoil the rest of the season for us too.
Yeah, he's like, oh, by the way,
I don't want to.
I have a feeling.
Why would you
when he says, I have a feeling that this is gonna happen, take notes, because that's like straight from the spoilers page. Oh, I didn't say spoilers. I have no proof of anything.
He gets very mad that we say that. I think he gets.
Yeah.
Maybe you should stop looking at spoilers, Rob.
Yeah. There's a. Yeah, he gets upset about us saying these things, I think.
So
But what he doesn't understand, the Pat Mayo universe, we remove like what they say is like the fourth wall.
Oh yeah.
It's just like if we have
we're looking straight at the camera at you, Rob. Cheater.
If we have beef with people, or if we say things, or if anybody in the anybody is up for grabs. Anybody can be attacked, and most of the time it's like Tim getting attacked.
Yeah, Tim gets attacked the most.
But like Rob, hey. If we think you got to prove to us that you don't look at the S word.
In the description of this video and podcast as well, there's a link to vote for the best male challenger of all time. It's actually a poll that Rob is running, and they're doing a show on it on the Challenge Chronicle. So I'll talk to him about that a little bit. I think they're recording this weekend. I was going to do it. I can't do it, unfortunately. But you haven't been there since the beginning of the challenge. But since you've come on, if you had to pick your top 3 people, male competitors, who do you think they would be? And you can assess this in many different ways. Like, is it who is the actual best like competitor, or who is the best challenger? Like Bananas is the best challenge male, but he's definitely not the best competitor. He's not even close.
Yeah, I love Bear.
Yeah, like Bear's a fun character. He's definitely not close to being a good competitor.
So what do I have to be? I have to be doing it based on who's a good competitor?
Well, let's do it both ways. Who would you have as 3 best competitors?
Turbo.
Turbo would be number 1?
He won his only final he got to. He won. The guy's a gem.
Okay.
Like, I mean, he got kicked off of this season. We didn't even get to see it. Nobody has beaten Turbo until he gets defeated.
He beat himself.
I know. Turbo is his own worst enemy. But until somebody eliminates Turbo, I have to assume that this guy is invincible. I have looked at all of the videos on his YouTube page. That nobody wants to fuck with this guy. All right, but yeah, hopefully he gets another chance to come back, because like I think he's a super talent in this thing. As long as he can stay out of his way, keep his emotions in check, and that's going to be a big if moving forward.
I don't know if they can insure him.
Yeah, they may not be able to.
Because if anything, if you don't like, because people are wondering, like, what did he do? Like,
yeah, Rob sent us like an article to like some Turkish like
no, I was just
Turkish like national, maybe not national choir, but like some sort of like celebrity news
on
site
Turbo,
and Turkish, and it's like he said that he was like he would kill Jordan in his sleep, or like maybe Google Translate was a little bit off, but it was like I will murder him while he sleeps, and it's just like, oh boy, but that's not good.
Well, the problem was they actually must have taken what
insurance.
He said seriously. Only because they can pass it off like, oh, this is the second warning, whatever.
Yeah.
But if they leave him in the house and he does attack Jordan, now Jordan is suing MTV for like $1 billion.
Yeah.
So you have Turbo. I'm just trying to think. Jordan's partner, Marlon, he only ever did the 1 season. He was a safety at Texas Tech. He was fucking awesome. I don't know why he only did the 1 season, but he was incredible. And he's in the shape that Zach is in now, but better shape. It's almost like, because I saw a picture of him on Instagram. He's huge now. He's way different than he used to look. He looks like a bodybuilder at this point. But I'd say Turbo, Jordan. Is Zach up there?
Never won the big one though.
He's won.
But not recently. Not since I started watching.
He won with Frank on Battle of the Seasons.
Yeah, I don't think I was in at that point.
No. It was just that they didn't come off, although they did win, they did not come off great on that season.
No.
Just yelling at their partners the entire time.
That's what Zach does.
Yeah, but Zach's more.
This series is pretty calm. I like it.
Hey, the only person he makes fun of is Ninja the entire time.
He hates Ninja.
It seems like everyone hates Ninja. She seems really annoying.
She's got a different personality.
So Turbo, Jordan,
It's not going to vibe
Zach?
well with most people, myself included.
Turbo, Jordan, Zach. Would those be the three?
Sure.
There's got to be better guys. I mean, CT's won twice since you started watching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, but it's hard to
it's
hard to put him on a list like Dad Bod CT is not your.
He's won twice and made a final.
Is not your grandpa's CT. I'll tell you that much.
I know Turbo won the hardest final, but I would throw up Jordan's win on Dirty 30 with it when he broke his leg jumping out of a plane and then still dusted everyone.
Yeah,
it's a good win.
I remember that was a good one. But yeah, of course you would, because you are
Team Jordan.
You are like the captain of Team Jordan.
Well, wait till this is his 5th season. If he wins this year, that's 3 of 5 challenges he's won.
It's impressive.
Came 3rd in the other one.
All right, we all love Jordan.
Because his partner couldn't swim. The only time he ever got knocked out was when he called out bananas that time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I like thinking about this show more. It was like, who do I enjoy watching?
So Bear is number 1 on your enjoyment list?
Of course.
Is Banana still up there?
I don't really. I'm not like it was. I think he could probably use a little bit of time off of the show as well.
I think that he is taking time off from the show. Like, I don't think that he's seriously trying to win these. I think he really wants to show up for 3 episodes, get his check, get some publicity, cause some shit, and leave.
Yeah.
He'll have a comeback.
I mean, Wes had a really good season. Like last season,
year was good for Wes.
Last year was really fun for Wes. Like I enjoyed that. I don't know if he would be my favorite personality. This season, Laurel was a pretty awesome character.
Yeah, Laurel's great.
Laurel was a great character this year on this season.
Leroy?
No, never. Leroy's
the most fun. Just having a good time.
He's kind of like Joss.
Nah, like Joss? Yeah, is he Black American Joss?
Maybe.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really do very much.
I would say
like the only time I've literally seen him ever get fired up about anything was Nani argument this week.
Yeah.
Last week, sorry.
So I would say I think my favorite personality from the time that you started watching, probably Frank. I miss Frank so much. He was the best. He's also, like, you could put him up there as one of the best competitors as well. Mm-hmm. He was really good.
Who else do we like?
I like Shady Shane.
I mean, Kayla. I can't. No,
this is just men.
I know, just men. Looking forward to Kayla and Melissa coming back.
Yeah.
That's gonna
just hot to begin with.
That's gonna be fire.
Kayla's got fake new boobs.
Nice.
Great. So does Jenna. I think she's back.
Nice. It's great.
Brad's old wife is coming back. The other Tori.
Ooh.
She hasn't been on since she won on like Cutthroat 10 years ago.
What about that crazy Brad's ex-girlfriend?
Oh, Brittany? No,
Yeah.
I think she's done.
I think the more funny thing for us to do here is rank our 3 least favorite characters that have came in like the last, say, 5 years.
I mean, Kara's number 1. She is the least interesting person to watch on this show. Like, she just makes me feel bad. I've started to feel bad for her. And that's not a position you want to be in, like, just, and not be like, oh, people pick on her in the game. She just seems miserable.
Yeah.
That's not a fun watch.
No.
Like, I never really liked Kara anyway, but at least she used to be, like, fun.
She wasn't so negative.
Yeah, it's like Polly. Like, I don't like Polly, but I like to root against Polly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. You just feel like uncomfortable when she's on the screen.
Yeah.
I like how Tej called her out on it this week too. He's just like, and Kara looking miserable over there. And she's like, oh, it's just my resting challenge phase. She's just like, yeah, she's probably miserable about something.
Yeah. Canned line.
Yeah.
Even her line about like, oh, you better hope you win or Tori will have to pay for the ring. What are you talking about, Kara?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Some people's kids.
I mean, he's won 2 challenges. I think he has money.
Dario. We really didn't like Dario, but I think we did kind of.
Did we come around on Dario?
I think he had a very Josh, not Joss.
You know who we missed from all of this? Who's actually number 1 for like the best person on the show is Tony.
Oh,
Tony rules.
It's definitely Tony. And
Tony,
like
even Corey,
his brother too.
Well, the other Shane. That guy's fucked.
I like that character. Like, I wish they can't bring him back either. But
I think he hit a girl, didn't he? Isn't that what happened?
I don't know.
They didn't show what happened.
I don't know what happened. I don't think it was very good. But like he was like him and Tony together on the same season.
Where they fought each other?
Oh my God. That was like next level. Like, and I think it was one of those things that like me and me and my best friend like that I grew up with and stuff. We haven't done it in like maybe it's because we're like
adults,
full grown men now, but it's like up until even like 5 years ago, like every 2-3 years we'd get in a fight, and it was when we would get like real drunk. One time we were at like my brother's place. My brother just bought a house, and it was like a housewarming party. So I invited a couple of my buddies over. We get lit, and then a bunch of other stuff happens. I don't want to get into the finer details, but me and VMAC end up back at our place, or at my brother's place, and like I don't even remember any of this, but like we got into like a fist fight in my brother's like living room, and like he ripped my cargo shorts, and I've got like like flaps. I wake up the next morning, I've got like cargo short like flaps like hanging down my legs, and just like bruises and stuff like that. And I kind of like roll over. I'm like, "Hey man, are you hungry?" And he's like, "Yeah." My brother's like looking from a distance, like, what's
wrong with you?
What's wrong? You guys were like absolutely like threatening to kill each other last night. We had to keep you separated. And it's like, oh yeah, I don't remember.
Don't worry about that.
Want to go get burritos? Yeah, cool. So it's like maybe like it was interesting. Like I don't know. Like people just have those types of relationships where like Tony and his brother like the next morning probably didn't really hate or even remember anything. They were just like
too drunk.
Every once in a while they just get a little too drunk. They fight, and then there's no issues the next morning.
Yeah,
but I haven't done that in like it's been 5-6 years. We're really due for another fight.
You're due for a fist fight. We should all go up tonight.
It's his fiance's birthday on Saturday, so maybe I'll ruin their party that way. Find out on next week's episode.
As someone who just went through the engagement and have now been married for 2 years, it does calm you down a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't want to get so blackout drunk you make a fool of yourself anymore.
Yeah, I haven't.
Because now you're accountable to someone else who was just like ashamed of you at that point. Before, it was no real big deal.
I didn't have to get married to. I don't really make as much of it. Like
you just had to get older.
Yeah. It's been it's been a good 5 years since I got kicked out of Ralph Wilson Stadium too. Like I'm all grown up now.
I know, seriously. So we need Tony back, Corey back too. I could use. I think Corey is on the next season though.
I agree.
I like Corey.
What about Nelson?
Maybe
Nelson's grown on me. I liked when he like did his teammates dirty that one time.
That was good.
Oh yeah. I'm bored with you.
I still don't even think he planned to do that. I think that's just what happened. He got confused.
Yeah, mate. Probably it is. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed.
But that's also a part of his appeal. That he's a dummy.
Yeah.
Remember that soccer contest him and Corey did against each other? No one could score the goal.
Yeah, Nelson's one of the better Are You the One people, I think, to come through.
Yeah. Tori, Cam, Nelson. That's basically it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tori and Cam are the only two from this season. I don't want to see Devin back. I've had enough of him.
Yeah,
his entire storyline is just like
trying to go after bananas, and it's like bananas would kill you in most of these things.
Yeah, except for the light bright competition that they did. But like, it's just not fun. It's miserable. It's not fun to watch.
Yeah, he was dealing with some shit though. Maybe he comes back with a better positive perspective if they bring him back at all.
I doubt we see him again.
Yeah, they may not.
I just don't think he's that popular.
No, I don't either.
I'd rather have a new like random UK person.
We need that who is Gus. Gus.
I wonder if Gus is on. The other
Gus boss.
Maddie's back.
Yeah,
she could beat Jenny in a hall brawl. She's huge.
She's massive for sure. She could pose some problems for Jenny.
I saw her on Instagram too. She looks like she got into challenge shape too.
Good because she's got the frame.
New Laurel maybe.
She's got the frame.
She loves drinking.
She likes drinking, partying. Like who was it? It was Wes that was pumping her up last season, saying like this could be a really good add to like the challenge franchise. So we'll see how it all shakes out. But yeah, good to see Maddie back because she was. A really promising first year person. Then
it's okay to
maybe she went to go quit smoking cigs because she couldn't finish the final, right?
Yeah. Paul Shag at Paul Shag on Twitter. Check out the Dogger Pass podcast on the Pat Mayo Experience Audio Network, the DraftKings YouTube channel. Coming up, the cast reveal for Challenge 35 with Rob McIntyre. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Pat Mayo Experience, continuing our challenge discussion, this time about season 35. The cast has leaked, and the person who knows about this is Rob McIntyre, because he's a noted cheater, looking at spoilers when it comes to the fantasy game. So not shocking, Rob, that you have this information.
Well, I understand you guys are trying to portray me as this villainous figure who is working all the behind the scenes to try to get ahead. But I know in my heart I've achieved these goals honorably. So that's all that matters to me.
Wait, what do you like, Turbo? You're only here for the honor? I don't believe you.
Yes, well, I'm here for my honor, and I know that I did all these things correctly.
All right, well, I'll give you like 2 to 3 minutes about this season so far. Favorite things, least favorite things. Who do you think is going to win?
Let's see. Most lately, I haven't liked it as much. It seems like every single clip is just people complaining about Cara and Paulie. So I feel like we could use some more scheming and less people just complaining. And then in terms of who will win, I think it's pretty much a complete toss-up. I actually have a bet with my co-host Devin on if UK is on the Kaylee is on the UK team in the final, then I get 15 if they win, and then he gets 10 if they lose. So that's my opinion on how it's gone so far.
So, like, you think that Kaylee is going to be on the team? That's what you're saying?
I don't think she is going to be on the team, but if she is and they win, then I get money.
All right. So what if, like, she's on the team, but it was like last season where, like, a whole bunch of people make the finals and they, like, cut half the people?
Yeah, Trace is going to, like, break any ties here, but I think that would mean it doesn't count, unfortunately. I think there's a purge coming, so I think she's gone anyway.
Yeah, I don't think after her performance in episode 11, I don't think that she's going to win any competitions, at least put it that way. I did point out to the viewers and listeners that if they hit the description of this podcast or video, they can find a link to your best male challenger poll. Is that still open?
That is still open.
And you guys are recording sometime soon?
Yeah, we'll be recording sometime soon, probably the next week or so. We have a pretty busy schedule on the go right now, but we'll fit it in somewhere.
All right. So if you subscribe to the Challenge Chronicles podcast, you can listen to that sometime in the near future. Have you banked any episodes? Because I think what's up next? Is it Fresh Meat or The Duel?
Fresh Meat 1 is up next, and we were actually just about to bank an episode for that. So.
Nice. I look forward to that. I might actually go back and rewatch that season, and then I can listen along with a companion piece as well. I mean, that's a great season.
It is a very good season. That one seems like it might be like 6 episodes because we'll have 2 hours just on the cast for that season.
It's a good like rookie class. It has what, like Wes?
Oh, it's amazing.
Evelyn, Diem. Is Laurel on that? No, Evan's on that one. Who else is on?
Yeah, Kenny's on that one.
Is Kenny on that one?
Yeah, that's Kenny's first year. He's a fresh meat. So it's him, Evan, and then Big Easy's also a fresh meat that season.
Can't stand Big Easy. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm not huge on him either, but he is a notable character.
All right. Well, he is not returning for Challenge 35, but
No, he's not.
there are a bunch of people who are. So go over the female list of competitors for us, please.
Okay, so returning that we have in now, we have Tori Deal, Smashley, Jennifer West, Kayla, Casey from Big Brother, Maddie, Dee, Nani. Tori Hall is a bit shaky, but we think she's on. Then we have Jenna, Melissa, Anissa, Big T from this past season, and then a few other rookies, and Bailey from Big Brother, and Kayla and Jennifer Lee from Amazing Race.
So I don't know anything about these people from other shows. And in your notes here, you have Anissa from Real World San Francisco, which is false. She's from Real World Chicago.
Oh, did I have that wrong? Oh, geez. Thank you.
Yeah, see, this is when you have an old person like me who remembers watching. That was the 9/11 season of the Real World. They were in the house when 9/11 happened.
She was on the one with Tanya, right?
Yes, Tanya and
okay.
The first Cara, the first one, like the first person to actually have sex on reality TV.
Oh, the one who was rumored to be hooking up with TJ.
Yeah, that's the one. And I think there's a guy from that season too. I can't remember who it was at this point. There's a lot of Real World seasons to go back through. Have you watched this Real World, like the Real World Atlanta, I think it is?
Oh, God, no, I do not have time for that.
Yeah, and there's no one from that season on here anyway. Any notes about the non-challenge universe people, like the Big Brother people? I would assume if someone's from Amazing Race 29 that they're probably pretty good.
Well, so actually both the Amazing Race people were launched in the first leg on Amazing Race. Like they weren't even like notable characters.
So I'm guessing that they're good for reality TV. And they wanted to give them a shot on something else. Like the reason that they were cast on Amazing Race to begin with was that the producers thought they were going to be great characters, and then they just got launched immediately.
I guess so. I think that maybe is the reason. I also wonder if it almost like ties into the format somehow, where it's like they were a failure before, and then now they're given like their chance at redemption.
Yeah, we don't know what the format is going to be, do we? Or do you know?
No, we don't have a clear indication. The rumor name is the Challenge Apocalypse, which is like, that's very unique, going with the like end of the world theme that they haven't gone with before. And then the rumored like setup is that it's teams, but it's like multiple teams, like Cutthroat or Battle of the Season style, possibly.
Oh, I could get behind teams of 3, especially if you do it Cutthroat style and you have team captains who end up picking. Like when we get to the guys cast, I mean, you could have 3 pretty good team captains right there at the very top of the list. But Tori Hall, you said, is unconfirmed. If people don't remember Tori, she was from Road Rules. I believe we last saw her on Cutthroat when she won. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah, we last saw her on Cutthroat when she won with Brad. And then since then, they have divorced.
Yes, they got married. They ended up getting divorced. Did she win on that? Yeah, it was her, Brad, Tyler, and Dunbar, wasn't it? Is that are those the 4 who won?
Yeah, that's who won. A real wonky team.
Yeah, they didn't have the best competition in the finals. It was like Abram, Kara, Laurel, someone, and like 3 of them passed out.
There was it was Sarah and Luke were also on that team, and Sarah and Abram both got really sick.
No,
maybe Dunbar poisoned the food or something.
Was it Sarah on that team? Oh yeah, because it was Jen and Emily on the other team.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a great.
That great team was like underrated stacked female.
Which one?
The great team. I mean, you have Sarah, Kara, and Laurel.
You did, but they ended up with that Dan guy who was just horrible as well.
Yeah, a lot of jobbers on that team, which will also get you on this cast, because this cast is very weirdly set up.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. I'm shocked we got Big T back. Like, that's kind of surprising.
Yeah, and then do we want to get into the guys real quick too then?
Oh yeah, go through the list of guys.
So for the guys, we have Johnny, Wes, CT, and Jordan. And that's kind of where the top end stops, because next up we have Nelson, Kyle, Bear, Corey, Josh, Rogan, Jay Starrett from Survivor, Fessy, and Swaggy C, both from Big Brother. And then Asaph, and then this guy Giovanni Rivera is not confirmed, but he's rumored to be on.
Yeah, and then by your list here, there's one more female competitor than male competitor. So someone might not be there from the females, or someone could be added to the guys.
Yeah, maybe perhaps like somebody's an alternate or something as well. So
yeah. So I guess it's more notable who's not in this cast, specifically Paula and Kara and Polly, who I think everyone's probably pretty happy not to see on the next season.
See, I wouldn't, especially with how this cast set up, if you put them in there instead of these people, at least it would like bring some extra fire, because this guy's cast is like Johnny, West, CT, Jordan, and then just a bunch of jobbers.
Yeah, maybe Kyle's in better shape. Maybe Rogan ends up doing well this season. Maybe he's a legit guy, and I know nothing about these other people.
Well, I don't think from what I've looked up, it doesn't seem like any of them are going to come on like Evan or Landon or something. So I think that I think what happened here is that, especially with these past 2 seasons, some of the bigger names have gone home early. So the producers were like, all right, how can we fix that? How can we make it so Johnny and Kyle and Bear get like at least stick around for a bit? And they just like, okay, let's make it teams and let's line up all these jobbers. So then the bigger names on each of the teams just stand up against those guys, and then they go home in the first half of the season, and we keep our big names for the end.
Yeah, is this like a rookies versus veterans season? Then it like splits up into singles halfway through? Because I could see that.
I hope not. I actually really prefer team seasons when there's not like a clear sort of theme between the teams. Like if you look back at it, the team seasons that have been more competitive have all been the ones where there's not like, it's not like rookies and veterans or champs versus challengers, or even like road rules versus real worlds or US versus UK. I think it's better when the theme that ties the team together isn't super defined and it's more random. And then the producers, whoever's involved, can actually just make the teams even. Yeah,
so sort of like Inferno 2 and Inferno 3.
Yeah, or like Cutthroat, where it was just drafted.
Yeah, maybe that's what this one will be. There's nothing more people enjoy than a draft, right?
Oh, I would be all in on the draft. I think so. Looking at it now, if it does end up 16 and 16, maybe what we see is like 4 teams of 8, and then like Wes, CT, Johnny, and Jordan are all captains. And then, because those are the only 4 guys currently that are champions. And then if you look at the girls' side, the only two girls that are champions so far that
Ashley.
because we don't know what happens this season. Yeah, we don't know what happens this season. It's Ashley and then Tori Hall if she's on. And then so maybe two of those other girls win this season, and then those are like the 4 captains for each team.
Well, if that's the case, and two of those girls win this year, if we're speculating, you would have a chance at Tori, you'd have a chance at Dee, Nani, Jenny, and that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it. So that's those 4.
Interesting. I'm happy to see two of my favorite people back, Melissa and Kayla.
I'm very fired up for Melissa to be back. I hope she sticks around. She's great TV.
And so is Kayla. Kayla's fantastic too. Remember, I forget who put this up, but
Kayla's okay.
But she has probably the single best performance of any single person in an episode history. It was the first or second episode of Invasion.
Oh, an Invasion.
She got
it was like right when they got to the Oasis.
Yeah, she got too drunk. She hooked up with Corey, and then she pissed herself. It was a pretty triumphant night for Kayla.
And then she also got eliminated that episode.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, not a great showing. She lost Sylvia in an elimination.
Yeah. Are we surprised to see Nani back again? Nani's done nothing on this season besides complain the entire time. Do we need Nani back?
Yeah, her and Josh, this past season, every single clip of them is just them complaining about Cara and Pauly. And they never actually try to do anything seemingly to, fix things around.
I guess so, but maybe just removing Pauly and Cara from the situation, as Paul and I talked about earlier. Pauly's at least still fun if you root against Pauly. He's someone to root against. Cara is just miserable. She's not good TV right now.
Yeah, the end of the episode when Jordan and Tori get engaged and she's making snarky comments was not great.
No, it's real bad luck for her. But the entire season, at least everyone looks like they're having a modicum of fun. She is not whatsoever.
I don't know if anybody's having fun, honestly. And their fun is just complaining about everybody else. It's just banding together people in their alliance and complaining about what's going on with other people.
I don't know. Jordan and Tori at least strike me as they really like doing the competitions. That seems to fire them up. They seem excited to do them.
Yeah, that's fair. They seem fired up when they're actually in the missions. The two of them, even Pauly and Ninja, always seem pretty happy to be able to perform. But just when they're in the house, I just can we at least see them scheming and stuff, trying to do stuff to correct themselves in the game and not just complaining about their situation inside of it?
Well, there's nothing they can really do. The only thing that they can do is sit there because they don't have the numbers, get thrown into elimination, and hopefully they win. That's Jordan and Tori's entire strategy for the rest of the season is they know they're going in every time. They just have to win all the eliminations, which they can, but it's a tough route to go.
Well, they could, I don't know, if prior to switching, if they just go up to Cam or Ashley or something and be hey, our side of the alliance is probably better for a final, and we have less women on our side, so you wouldn't have to go into elimination possibly. Why don't you flip over? We already saw Smashy flip once this season.
Yeah, that was kind of a mediocre, wishy-washy type of one. I'm surprised Jenna's on this season and Zach is not. Have they learned to separate those two and it makes them more compelling?
Yeah, that's been a report that they don't like how they're portrayed as a couple on TV. So I think it's better to just alternate seasons.
And it actually works out. Zach is unbearable when Jenna's on any season, and then she's no fun. But Zach this season has been fantastic.
Yeah, Zach's been okay this season. I don't ever find Jenna to be the best TV, to be honest. But something else with this cast too is weird. There's a ton of copied over names. We have 3 separate Jennas.
We have Jenny, Jenna, and Jennifer. Do you think that's the way that we're going to go about it?
That's how we'll have to. That's how I'll run it for the fantasy game, at least. We'll see how the cast addresses it.
Yeah, but it's Jennifer West is Jenny from this season, right? The Beast? She's huge?
Yeah, that's how we've been talking about it, yeah.
Okay, and then Jenna, and then I don't know anything about Jennifer Lee, but just call her Jennifer, and then you got it all figured out.
I guess so. But then we also have Tori and Tori, and we have Kayla, and then another Kayla. Oh, there's a Kayla and a Kaylee on this season. That could be confusing.
No, it's Kayla and KC, it says.
Oh, and then Kayla Fitzgerald. That's what I'm messing up. Yeah, there's Kayla and Kayla, just spelled different ways.
But we're not getting Kaylee from this season back.
No Kaylee. At least not yet. Maybe she gets added on. Who knows?
All right. We also, from this season, Theo lost his eye, so he is not on this season. I don't know if he'll ever come back again. No Turbo from this season. I don't know if we'll ever see Turbo again, if they can insure him or not. And no Pauly and no Tony. Those are the 4 big names from this list that I just...
Well, Georgia, too. but
for guys, those are the big four.
yeah. For Paulie, so initially I honestly didn't even want to talk about this, but it's been discussed pretty publicly now. So what's been rumored to happen with Paulie is that he had this like Instagram video of him with like Papa Roach playing in the background, saying he was like coming for the top dogs on the season or whatever. And then supposedly some of the other cast members took that and some other incidents to production and said that they didn't feel like safe being in the house with him. And then that's why he's not on the season. This is all speculation, by the way, but that's the scuttlebutt.
That sounds like real hearsay.
I thought it was too, but some people with more inside sources than I have discussed it pretty openly like it happened. So
yes, Paul.
Carry on about these people with other sources. Are these spoiler sites? Is that what we're calling them these days?
No, this is if people wanted to tune into the Challenge Mania episode with Hunter Barfield when he was on, they talked about this pretty openly.
Okay. Just checking.
So Georgia and Kara are the two like main girls that aren't here. Obviously, like there's no Laurel. I saw Sarah Rice got divorced. Maybe she can come back now.
Yeah, no Cam either, which I thought was notable.
Well, I mean, maybe it's because Cam doesn't do anything.
Yeah, this season she's been really quiet. I think she's been kind of just hiding behind Paulie and Kara, and then her, Smashley, and Leroy are kind of just pulling the strings from behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying to Paul, is that I think Cam is actually the one who's controlling everyone here, and she's just flying under. It's good for her to try to win, but like even Ashley this season, like if Ashley's not drinking, she's not a whole lot of fun.
I think part of it's the format. With the team seasons, it's pretty easy to just sort of blend into the background. Like the cool thing about last season, especially when it was pairs, is every single episode, if you weren't in the tribunal or you didn't win elimination the week prior, you were up for elimination. Like you could go in because anybody could be thrown in by the tribunal, and then that person could pick any other pair to go in with them. And then you didn't have the alternating elimination weeks where it's like, okay, guys week and girls week. So there were some weeks where like the guys didn't have to worry, some weeks where the girls didn't have to worry. Everybody was always involved every week. So then everybody had a reason to talk and be a parent every week.
Well, they need to go back to like the best voting format for any of these seasons was the dual season. Like I didn't necessarily love how you whittled it down to the one person, but once that one person was selected to go in, they get to pick whoever they wanted to go against. Like that should be the move always. Like if you get thrown in, you can pick whoever you want to face besides the person who is safe or the tribunal or anything like that. Like that has to be the thing. Like it's stupid otherwise.
I think you could definitely add some alterations onto that, but I think that's a generally good idea because then it just makes it where everyone's on the table. And then the person who also is being thrown in also has a little bit of leeway. And you get like rivalries built up where you can get these rivalry eliminations where it's like someone calling out somebody else so they have a vendetta against them or whatever.
Yeah. Are we ever going to see Tony again on one of these shows? Because we have Nelson back, we have Corey back, but no Tony.
So with Tony, the thing with Tony is that he's I think he's involved in like a custody type situation. So he doesn't want to like be gone from the country for a few months. He's trying to work for his kid. So that's why he's not around. And also with Hunter, part of the reason why Hunter is not on
he just had a baby.
So so he wants to stick around for a little bit.
Yeah, I saw that one. That I didn't even really bring him up because I saw those. I saw the pics on Instagram, him and his new little buddy. Shout out to Hunter. Yeah. Congratulations on the baby. But yeah, I'm absolutely stunned Tony is involved in a custody situation. My mind is blown over that.
Yeah, big shocker. So, yeah, I don't know. I actually really would have liked to see Paulie come back, maybe even without Kara, see how he would operate by himself on a season.
Well, Paul and I actually just kind of talked about that. Like, would people get along with Paulie if Kara wasn't there? Because I think that they would. Like, I think him and Kyle would get along with each other.
I think people overrate how much other people in the house hate Kara and Paulie.
Really?
Like, I think that's what about projecting onto the house.
Maybe. I don't think, like, who likes Kara? Now, even the people who are like aligned, even Paulie doesn't seem like he likes Kara.
Well, you think he was annoyed with her comments the past episode, but they've been in a pretty tight alliance, and she's like always posting pictures of herself with other cast members.
Is she? Like, I follow her on Instagram. I never see her. Like, the only other person she seems to get along with is Ninja, who also no one seems to like.
People do seem to really like to dig at Ninja. But I think a lot of it is just the audience projecting onto the cast. Some of them do seem to really have some bile towards her, but I think a lot of it's projecting on. And then Paulie, I think the thing with Paulie kind of reminds me of like Stephen A. Smith, where he's kind of like adopted this character. So whenever anything happens that would like incite that character, he feels like he needs to get riled up. But then in a casual situation, I think he's just fine to talk to.
Yeah, well, Paul and I both watched the after show for this week, and he seemed like a good guy hanging out with, and Kara seemed awful. Cam is very likable. And they were there with Jordan and Tori, and they were like yucking it up. It was pretty good.
Yeah, he and Jordan also seem like they actually like kind of like each other. Just since Jordan and Kara hate each other so much that their alliance was never going to work out.
And it's funny, like I don't know if Jordan and Kara hate each other. I think Jordan just sees Kara for what she is, and he's just like, fuck this. Like, no, like I just don't like you. And then Kara, it doesn't seem like Kara knows who she likes and doesn't like.
I guess I could say that. Kara, because like her and Smashley were like they were friends and then they were bitter enemies and now they're back to being friends again. So I guess I think everybody on that challenge though is a major flip-flopping situation.
Maybe. Like, I guess, and no Ninja on next season, too. And it's not that I think that people dislike Ninja. I think they just find her fucking annoying.
Maybe that's the case. I actually don't mind Ninja. I think she's okay TV.
You mean Crinja? No, she's bad TV.
Well, but she incites so much rage in everybody else that it's entertaining to watch.
Yeah, but it's never good. Like, the worst of Zach that we've seen this season, you could say it's like the most entertaining part of Zach, is just he hates Ninja so much. Like, she just gets on his nerves.
That's one thing with this cast, too. There's no one who gets, like, angry. Everybody is, like, pretty chill.
Yeah, Josh tried to rile up CT in, like, the first episode, but that was about it.
Yeah, who's, like, the major, like, fire starters on this cast? Like,
Pauly.
No Hunter, no Pauly. Pauly's not on this cast.
No, I thought you meant for this season. This season it would be Pauly.
Oh, no, I meant next season.
Listen, there will always be someone to make. If Josh is on the season, there will be someone there to make him cry.
Well, but no, we don't even need anyone to make him cry. He was just crying by himself last episode. Him and Nani were just sobbing the entire time.
I mean, Kayla and Melissa got kicked off for fighting each other, so maybe those are the fire starters.
Perhaps, but if they just get kicked off again, then they're not going to be starting any fires until like after episode 2.
Well, I don't think that they would come back just to get kicked off again. Very rarely do you see people besides CT get kicked off multiple times.
I guess that's fair. I'm curious as to who is going to fill out these last few spots. I think that might give us some ideas on the format. Can they give us a legacy player? Like, why not? I would. Well, I think that's part of the format, though. I really think this format has something to do with it, and also part of just the producer interaction, where they really don't like this past season. You had Wes, Johnny, Bear, and Kyle go home like 4 guys straight in a row. They do not want that in that first half of the season. So I think that they're purposefully trying to put all these jobbers in a row so that those guys can stick around for a while.
Maybe, but like if that's the last spot right now, and there's one open for all the guys, and every single guy is on the board who's potentially available. I don't know who is available and who's not available. Who fills that? Who would be the optimal person to fill that spot? Would it be like, I don't think Evan and Kenny aren't on the table for this because they're not allowed on the show.
No, they're not on the table.
But like, if I told you it could be Tony, Landon, Darrell, or Derek, those would be probably the 4, wouldn't they?
I really like Hunter. Hunter's kind of my guy. I think he's great TV. So I'd love to see Hunter added on. Obviously, that's not going to happen. Frank, if we're just like, out of nowhere.
Totally forgot. Yes, Frank is the answer. I would love to see Frank.
Yeah. I do think that there's something with the format, though, which is why we see the guys cast laid out the way. And the girls cast as well. Because the girls cast, like, there's not like, I mean, Smashley, I guess, is up there. Like, who's the top competitor on the female cast right now, if you look at it?
I think we might find out this week on episode 12 of World of the Worlds too, because I think that Jenny's going to end up facing Tori, so whoever wins that one's probably the best girl.
Yeah, I feel like Tori and Smash are kind of tier A, and then you have like Jenny and Kayla. Casey from Big Brother, I actually think could be a pretty significant competitor. But there's not like a Laurel or a Cara or like a Camilla, like someone who's like outside of Smash, someone who's like a really proven top tier female.
Are we going to get a situation where we find out who like the biggest loser in the history of the challenge is, Jenna or Anissa?
That could definitely be the case. I mean, maybe they're both just gone in the first 3 episodes.
No,
they usually stick around for a while. They don't do anything.
Has anyone lost more combined finals than those two? Like, if you just somehow get them on a team and carry them all the way to the end, the other team will definitely win.
Maybe that's what happens. There's 3 teams, and then one team has Jenna, one team has Anissa, and the other team just wins.
That's where my betting money would be, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, like if it does end up being individuals, Jordan's like a minus money favorite on this cast, isn't he?
It depends. Like, I always talk about this with Paul. Like, I think that he's basically 50-50 or minus money in every elimination that he goes into, minus anything that just purely had. Like, if he went into a hall brawl with CT, he would lose. He would.
Yeah, no, he would. I guess it kind of works out with how the voting works out. Like, if it's where if you win, you have power, then I think like the Johnny Jordan side of the house would thrive pretty well in that format. But if it's just numbers based, maybe Wes just rallies the house and gets the two of them thrown in earlier than the producers want.
Well, I think if this is the cast and how it's going to, at least on the guys' side, obviously Johnny and Jordan will probably be working together. Does that mean CT works with Wes?
Well, CT and Wes have always had a pretty amicable relationship. And if you've noticed, CT and Jordan actually really don't have a very good working relationship. So I think from the top four guys, that's how it breaks down. And then you'd assume Johnny brings in Bear and Kyle. Although the thing with Kyle, I almost think he's been doing like a staged social media event with Wes, where they've been making like a point of hating each other now. So then maybe that's like to keep them working together on the down low. But then outside of that, I think Wes would be able to recruit in like the Nelsons and the Coreys and the Rogans and some of the newer guys. So then maybe he ends up having power.
Well, the thing would be the prudent move, if you could pull it off. There's like a divide between Wes and Johnny. Jordan goes with Johnny, Wes goes with CT, and Kyle goes with Johnny. Then you have like Nelson and Corey, who you know are going to be together. See if you can convince like Bear to come to your side, get Josh, get Rogan, and just have the numbers that way with all the new people.
Yeah, that would be a move. I don't see them being that organized though.
No, not when Corey and Nelson would be your leaders. You're probably right.
No, like you're really having Nelson as like the leader of your alliance against Wes and Johnny. I can't see that working out particularly well.
Yeah, but it could be like if you recruit like Ashley from the other side to organize yourselves, then you'd be looking pretty good. If she was just like the figurehead and the organizational leader, like she might be doing this year.
Yeah, that's fair. And that's another thing where the format just really comes into play, because maybe what happens is they like the top dog sees Ashley like leading the Rebel Alliance. So then even though she doesn't really affect their side of the game, they target her anyway.
Yeah, maybe. When you said the girls cast, Maddie is one of the best players on this team or in this cast.
Yeah, I have her. So I think there's a pretty clear like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's a pretty clear like top 7 women. And then depending on what shape like Tori Hall comes back in or how Melissa turns out, she can move into that tier. But if it's individual, I really think any of Tori, Deal, Smashley, Jenny, Kayla, Casey, Maddie, or Dee could end up winning. But then if it's pairs or teams, like, throw them all into a hat, who knows?
Yeah, and we don't know a ton about, I mean, do you know anything about the Big Brother people or the Amazing Race person?
So Casey won Big Brother 20, and her like main thing was actually like her competitive ability. Like she was pretty quiet for the first half of the season, and in the second half she kind of took more of a power position and started winning a bunch of the competitions. So I think she could really come in and be a player. But the other new people, I haven't seen anything all that impressive.
I would say that of all the people on this list, Maddie and Jenny are likely the best, who are going to be the best 2 at eliminations.
That's fair. I mean, we don't know how this is going to turn out, though. Like, what if it's pairs and it's mixed
listen,
pairs?
we can run every hypothetical that there is. But let's say it's 1 versus 1, Rob. Let's just go with that.
I guess so.
Or Anissa. Anissa can still win one-on-one.
No, not Anissa.
Yeah, she's still bigger than most people. Like, size in an elimination tends to play a gigantic factor.
That's fair. I mean, she'd be like the Jennas and the Nanis, but once you get more into the top tier, like woman of the cast, like last time we saw, she like broke her leg.
Yeah, well, now that is healed. Fine.
Well, we don't know if it's what if it's like a Derrick Rose situation. She just comes on and it's not fully healed right now. I mean, she's older now.
She is older. I saw Darrell turn 40 this week. He does not look 40.
Yeah. No. Most of the 40-year-old challenge men don't really look all that much like 40.
Well, I think Mark Long is like 50. He looks like he's 28.
He's getting up there. Man, can you imagine if he filled out the last guy's spot?
That would be amazing. Like they got to give us that. I know they do the champs versus pros because it's less of a commitment. These people are full grown, like middle aged people now. They have real jobs. But if we could get a season where it was like the vet, like true vets on a team, and it was like Darrell. Like if Torrey's coming back, you could throw Torrey onto that team. But you could have like Brad, Derek, Landon, Darrell. You could have CT on that team, and then Veronica keeps coming back. You could probably find someone else. I mean, what's Susie Meister up to? She's doing that podcast. She wouldn't come back on?
I think it'd just be better, though, if it was like each of them were the leaders of different teams. And then because if you put them all on the same team, then we're going to have to lose a few of them early because, well, maybe not. Maybe if it's like this season where one team just runs train. But if you put them on separate teams, and then they can each be more individual characters, not be just sort of bungled together.
Yeah, but I think I would kind of like that. All the vets who know each other are on one team. You throw in like the bananas tier of players from like that age range and that like those casts, put them on a middle team and just have it cutthroat style, and then have like new people on a new team. Not new people, but like the Kyles, the Bears, Maddie, like Tony, Corey, Nelson, Tori Deal, even Jordan, maybe, and just have that as the other team.
It's just whenever they do that, like first off, I think you're kind of like, I think they would have more new people. So I think I can't see them making teams where Johnny's like not part of the old people. That wouldn't make much sense to me. But when we're talking about like these three sets of teams, Johnny wouldn't be one of the old people. Yeah, but they're not going to do that.
I mean, you seem to have a pretty good grasp on what they will and will not do. Are you looking at spoilers? I am not looking at spoilers. This is not a Sergeant Bilko situation where I'm like slipping money under the table to Prague. This is just informed speculation. Yeah. So Johnny debuts on the Duel. So does Tyler. Maybe you can somehow coax Tyler to come back. But everyone else was on way before that. I can't imagine that happening. Like if Johnny is on a season where I don't want them to divide it that way, because whenever they do that, it's always just completely imbalanced competition. Look at it this season. We're looking like it's been, the U.S. has just killed them. Now it's more even now because people started to flip over. That's one other thing too. So if they're going to bring in this like turncoat type thing next season, I really think there can't be themes because people get too tied into the theme. Like this past episode, Rogan's like accusing Tori of like trying to sabotage them because she was born an American and stuff. Team Orange versus Team Blue. Rogan is also an idiot, so that's one thing.
A lot of these people are idiots.
Yeah, but the turncoat thing would have worked a whole lot better when the people who should have turned coat at the beginning of the season didn't.
Yeah, well, they didn't because they're too patriotic and don't want to like betray Mother Britain or whatever. So like if they was just Team Orange versus Team Blue or something, then they would turncoat over.
I don't know. Just go back to
I 100% think so.
Let's just go to Cutthroat or Inferno style then. One of those two, and have the teams that way.
That's what I want. I think people get too tied into these themes, and then if you're going to introduce a twist, which I actually think functionally would be pretty interesting, to have people be able to flip-flop teams, you need to have it so the teams aren't like tied into what they are, so they don't feel like they're betraying somebody by turncoating them.
All right, Rob, tell everyone what you got going on and where they can listen to you.
If you check us out, check me out on Medium first. If you go to Medium @Vandalay Inc. 16. You'll find all my challenge articles there. We'll have a full breakdown of the Rumored Challenge 35 cast coming up there very shortly. And then also, if you go to challengechronicles.podbean.com or search the Challenge Chronicles podcast on iTunes, you'll find us there.
All right. You can follow Rob on Twitter @RobMCI16. You can follow me at the PME on Twitter, Instagram, and the Facebooks. I told you about the draws that you can get into. There are 2 of them this week. And continue enjoying the challenge. Rob, before you go, who's going to win this season? It's Jordan, right?
Oh, jeez. I really think it's a toss-up. I'll lean UK because I have money on them, but I think it's a toss-up.
Let's go Team UK. Maybe they cut into if they cut into individuals and Jordan can somehow last, because I'd say he's got at least 2 more eliminations in his future.
I don't see them cutting into individual at this point. I see that the team dynamic is it's so ingrained. It'd be hard for them to break off at this point.
Yeah, but Jordan's going in next time, though, right, for the guys?
I mean, maybe like UK. Well, what if UK wins? I think they just like the majority alliance would take hold, but instead of throwing in Jordan, they just throw in like Josh and Zach.
No, but they would. I guess, yeah, maybe so. I think they just want to get Jordan off their team, and I still don't see them winning. But I still don't see them winning.
UK,
is the thing. Yeah, the UK team. I still see.
Well, we don't know what they're gonna do.
For the daily missions, the U.S. team is just significantly better. That's not to say that they would win a final, because I think they would lose a final, even right now, with Kaylee on the UK team. But in the daily missions, like, the UK's bad players are just too bad.
I just think we don't know what the setup's going to be. What if it's like 2 weeks ago and they can filter out some of the bad players?
They won once all season when Bananas didn't throw a challenge.
Listen, nobody was on U.S. just destroying them in missions more than I was. But I think at this point, things are relatively even, and we don't know which way it's going to go necessarily.
All right. Follow Rob on Twitter. Like I mentioned, check out the Challenge Chronicles podcast. Check him out on Medium and vote in that poll. It is in the description of this video and or podcast. I'm Pat Mayo. Thank you all for watching. Keep enjoying the challenge. I'll see you next time.
Pat Mayo Experience! Experience!